Hello there people on the internet. If you've clicked on this video, you probably either played or know about the game Super Chipflake Ü, or you simply want to see someone rant about a game. Well, either way, I can already tell you that I'm not a professional game reviewer, nor do I know how to make videos. If the gameplay in the background feels lazy, or if I'm difficult to understand, it's because of my lack of proper cam, mic, and the existence of my accent. So I'd really appreciate some constructive criticism of my video and some tips on how to improve it in the comments. Oh well, I hope you'll still be able to enjoy the video and not end up disliking me for a probably pretty unpopular opinion. However, before we get into the video, I do want to mention that my disliking for the game comes from external factors and also unoptimized mechanics in the game that will most likely be fixed by the time this video releases. I will say it now once, and then just go off on that basis. I bought the game for $18, expecting a neat little collectathon with 3 jump and run mechanics, with lots of charm and around 15 to 20 hours of gameplay. Most of subjective critique points come either from the fact that my expectations weren't reached, or that I am simply personally inconvenienced by game decisions. For the sake of the video, I'll only go off the release version of the game on Switch. That being said, let's get into the first part of my critique. Alright, so first off, let's talk about why I even bought the game to begin with. Because, it arguably is my fault for not informing myself enough first. I saw Chipflake's video, the first one he animated about the game, which was more of a vague tease. I couldn't exactly find that video sadly, but I did find a Q&A about the game. And although it does answer a few questions, I would have still bought the game and be disappointed with it, even if I had watched it before buying the game. I personally just feel like the shorts and trailers failed to properly show what the game will be like and where the funness will come from. But we'll talk about that later. My biggest issue with the advertisement were the shorts. That simply talks about how well it works in Switch and that runs with 60 FPS and 1080p. But since they got mentioned several times across different shorts, I felt like there wasn't anything else Chip could talk about, without taking away too much, which was my main worry before playing the game, and it sadly turned out to be true. But enough talking about that, you're here to find out what my problem with the game is after all, so let's start talking about the gameplay. Alright, so, what is the gameplay in Super Chipflake Ü even like? Well, you go around a semi-open world, doing quests, picking up items you confuse, and using 3 accessories: the grappling hook, the speed shoes, and a shovel to reach new places and traverse the map easier. And that's it. You have 3 different types of collectibles, about which I'll talk later, and have 3 different types of quest types. Those being bring objects from point A to B, craft items bring those to point A, and then there are some unique ones that have similar bases to the 2 quest types, but have a different approach to them. The last quest types are the story quests, of which there are 5, all of them being a completely unique experience. Although you do end up having to carry a cooking item to the city once the quest itself is done. So there's that. There are essentially 9 different areas in the game, all of which are rather small and compact, and not really giving anything separating from them from a gameplay perspective. All those places are quests, objects to carry, and some collectibles. Only the cave on a city is unique in the sense that it has having, moving platforms, something that you would probably expect a little bit more in the game. You do have a moving elevator and grappling hook sections in the modal area. My main problem is that the gameplay is kind of boring. It's pretty repetitive and there are essentially no platforming parts. I don't find it very enjoyable to walk through the same 5 places over and over again to find an item you need for a quest. But not being able to run unless you use an item you have to craft. Another very frustrating thing though is the lack of explanation in the game. You just supposed to find out that NPCs that give you upgrades and sell you stuff are in the city, even though no one tells about it. Talking about money, why does the game not tell you anything about it? You see, there's an NPC in the game that tells you about all the craftable items. And when I say all, I mean all of them, including the ones you already have. Which means it's possible to waste your money for some info you already know, instead of getting an item you need to do for some quest. I didn't try it out, but I believe it might be possible to get hardlocked in the game if you spend all your money at that one NPC. but I can't say that guarantees. Well, alright. So that's a problem with the gameplay itself. So let's talk about another really annoying part of the game. As just mentioned, the collectibles and quests in the game are rather meager and even annoying at times. The 4 collectibles in the game are crystals to use to upgrade for 5 of your abilities, vinyls to listen to the game's music, rolls to watch short chipflake music, and images to look at artwork of the game. I don't know how, but all 4 collectibles are flawed in their own way for me. The crystals are just randomly placed most of the time and require you to get a jump through by fusing 2 objects or another item to get them. I just don't feel interested in going through all that work for some measly upgrades, of which only 1 is really necessary, that being the amount of objects you can hold. 2 of the upgrades don't do anything unless you have a specific object, and those 2 objects are pretty useful actually, since they allow you to walk fast and glide. Did I use them? No, I didn't, because it isn't fun, and simply flying through the air with speed shoots is much more effective than 9% of the time. Besides, I didn't even know about the items that could make you walk faster until after beating most of the fetch quests where it would be useful, rendering it useless. I ended up not collecting the lost 15% of crystals because I didn't see a good reason why I should. Same thing with the other collectibles. I collected most of them, but not all, because I saw no point in doing so, and because of all of an annoying flaw. The vinyls are simply frustrating to find in each area, so you need several shelled pieces to combine into a vinyl. The rolls are fine, and I guess, but even they are annoying since the platform options are not really well thought out in the game, I suppose. And last and actually least, the pictures. I honestly forget they existed for most of my playthrough, as they're just little images floating on top of high or difficult to reach places. So the collectibles are all flawed in their own way, and the quests feel repetitive, but I don't want to be completely negative either let me say it like that. The story quests were pretty cool actually. Having to run across the map delivering pizzas, playing a Wario-like minigame, playing golf and doing a quiz show where you need to find the answers by talking to the NPCs of the city are all really cool ideas. The thing is just there isn't enough. And there's also another story quest in which you have to find a key while going through a apartment full of movable objects. I hated that quest because you don't even know what the key looks like, nor do you know where it could be hiding behind the books on the shelf. When first trying it, I simply threw everything down since it was encouraged by the quest giver. Maybe it's my fault, but I still think it wouldn't hurt if the game explains some stuff more clearly. Okay, so now before I move on to my last point, I just want to have a quick rant about the music. They're all really forgettable, except for the ones who get stuff ever playing a game one funny which music NPC bothered me so much. They all just feel absolutely not supposed none of these NPCs have any personality to them whatsoever. But I personally just have a few problems with. I don't know really how to describe them besides bland and boring. It ended up making the game less enjoyable for me. Toads and Paper Mario game, way too upbeat and not a good idea, which is a me problem. Once again, that's maybe fine. I'm just expecting too much. If the music ruined comparing too much to the game, but like experience. At least get the characters in 2 lines of dialogue for most of the game. It cannot be that hard music a lot. It's even and it just got annoying real fast. I mean, there is some work whenever it's changed. NPCs talk about the changing thing is actually one of my main problems of the game. Cities, I do not understand why the music has to be like the writing every goddamn time. But you have to work in vague proximity of another area or go through a door. It's really frustrating and very noticeable. Please add that in the settings. Do something about it. Now, how about we finish this rant/review with some constructive critique? Instead of yapping about things that can simply be excused with, sounds like a you problem, bro. So, my first problem of the 4 main problems I have is, well, it's aesthetics, and wherever the lack thereof, because there's basically nothing you can adjust there, or even an option to save and quit, which just confused me. I would really appreciate if the settings would have more of an use and things to adjust. The second big problem is how it can be really difficult to remember where some of the items are, and that there's simply no way to track them. A map or something could be very useful with that. Thirdly, and most obvious, bug fixes. I only really experienced one bug myself, but still really annoying, because I was getting stuck somewhere and having to close the game. Just add a respawn button, please. It shouldn't even be that much of a problem to add. I think, at least. My fourth and last big issue is the lack of explanation, as I mentioned earlier, and how there's no way to get some tips. Maybe create an NPC who gives you hints on how to solve quests, or where certain objects can be found. I don't know. Maybe even do something with the goddamn green portal, because I still don't know what the hell it does. Let's finish this off with some more, put together points. A conclusion of sorts. Now, I dislike the bland world, the lack of platforming, the boring NPCs, the odd upgrade mechanic, the importance of certain craftable objects, the music, some of the quests, the repetitive ones, the lack of a feeling of progression, the lack of explanation, the empty settings, and a short playtime. But I did, on the counter side, enjoyed the graphics, the general ideas, the humor, the speech cues especially, and some of the quests, most unique and funny ones. So yeah, for me personally, the negatives rate a positive number in severity. All in all, I think I would give the game a 4 out of 10 if I were a professional reviewer, since the basis for a pretty neat and fun game is there, but as of right now, simply isn't utilized whatsoever. Okay, now to finish off this video, I will just be honest about it. I did end up disappointed by the game, and I really wish I could get my money back from it, because I'm a bit greedy if it comes to buying stuff. And I don't know, I just expected more from it. It's honestly a bit odd that I feel the need to make a whole video about it, because I've never done it before. And I'm definitely sure that my voice will sound absolutely terrible in the video. I already know. And that the writing and the video in the background will not fit, or the sound odd, because I simply have no experience with it. But I mean, it's the best way to start, after all. I will listen to criticism in the comments, and will also try to respond to every comment. Okay, maybe if it's wrong. It sounds like I expect hundreds of comments to probably 5 comments maximum, but that's beside the point. I just hope that the game will improve, and that this video doesn't end up a complete flop, because I spent 3 to 4 hours total making it, and 6 hours playing the game. So that's that. That being said, I hope you enjoyed my first video and were able to get some useful information out of it. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. I hope you all be having an exquisite good day today. Just a generally good day. I don't know how to end the video, to be honest.